Hello and welcome back to Kim Reads. I know it's been a few weeks, but I was taking a bit of a break. But today I return with Pollyanna by Eleanor H. Porter. Chapter 1, Miss Polly. Miss Polly Harrington was in a great hurry. It was very unusual for Miss Polly to rush, so Nancy knew right away that something was afoot. "Nancy, listen to me," snapped Miss Polly to the servant girl. "Put the dishes down and pay attention." Nancy always experienced a combination of fear and anger when Miss Polly spoke to her. She never seemed to please her demanding mistress and was afraid of losing her job, but she certainly didn't like to be scolded all the time. "When you've finished your kitchen duties, you may clean up the little room in the attic and make up the cot," said Miss Polly. "My niece, Miss Polly Harrington Whittier, will sleep in that room. She is 11 years old and is coming to live with me." "It will be so nice to have a little girl here," said Nancy, already feeling sorry for the child. "I would hardly call it nice," replied Miss Polly, "but I will do my duty and take care of her." "Of course, ma'am. I just thought a little girl would brighten up the house." Miss Polly glared at Nancy. "But don't you want your sister's child?" Nancy persisted. "Well, really, Nancy, I hardly look forward to taking care of a child that my sister was silly enough to bring into a world that's already too full of children. But there's no more time for talk. My niece will soon be here. Be sure to clean in all corners of the attic." Miss Polly retired to her room and glanced down at the letter from the faraway western town. "Dear Madam," it began, "I am sorry to inform you that Reverend John Whittier died 2 weeks ago. He left a daughter, Pollyanna. Since he was the husband of your dead sister, I hope that for your sister's sake you will come to take care of the little girl and bring her up. A couple from our church will travel with Pollyanna on the train to your town in Vermont. Please let us know immediately if these plans are okay." The letter was signed Jeremiah White. "What an unpleasant surprise," muttered Miss Polly for the umpteenth time. "And what a silly name, Pollyanna." Miss Polly was 40 years old and quite alone in the world. Her large house on top of the hill seemed empty without children or friends. Miss Polly spent most of her time reading or sewing. She hardly ever went into town, except for meetings of the Ladies' Aid, a group of women who did volunteer work and gave money to good causes. But the last thing Miss Polly wanted was the company of a little girl who would probably bang doors, drop silverware, and generally make a mess of the house. The mistress of the Harrington estate was not looking forward to this new period in her life. And that's the end of chapter 1. And I'll see you next time.